Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and today we're going to take a look at the Lenovo 510S. It's a 23-inch touchscreen, and it's an all-in-one computer. Let's check it out. So at first look, the Lenovo 510S looks like just a monitor, a 23-inch monitor that happens to be a touchscreen, but it's much more than that. It's an all-in-one computer, has an Intel Core i5 processor, 8 gigs of RAM, a 1 TB hard drive that is hybrid, so it's 1 TB plus 8 gig of solid state drive, and that combination just helps with boot up and the startup process just to make things a little bit faster. But the one thing that really drove my attention about this all-in-one is how thin it is. First of all, you'll see once we boot it up, it's almost borderless, and then also just the thinness itself. So let's go ahead and take a look at this all-in-one desktop and why you may want to consider something like this if you're a college student or you're someone who's looking for a all-in-one appliance to live in that central part of your home, like your kitchen, or even if you want something in your office that doesn't really take up a lot of space, because literally all it is this monitor, your mouse, and your keyboard, and that's it. So let's take a look. So now, as we talk about the specs just for a moment, this is one running Windows 10. It is a 23-inch Full HD 10 multi-point touchscreen, which means that it is not just a single point where you touch, but it could have up to 10 inputs from a screen perspective when you're touching it. It does have a 6th generation Intel i5 processor, 8 gig of RAM, and then also you have a separate DVD CD burner that is connected via a USB port on the side. And that's, again, a DVD burner if that's something that you want to burn your own DVDs. It does have a 2-in-1 drive, so as we mentioned, 1 TB with 8 gig for faster booting and things of that nature. 4 USB ports that are 3.0, but also are backward compatible to USB 2, which just means it's going to go a little bit slower if you have devices that need the slower speeds. It does support Intel wireless AC connectivity, so you're looking at the standards that you know today, using the fastest possible connectivity for something that is slim as this. Bluetooth 4.0, wireless keyboard and mouse. So let's take a look at the back side of this so we can see it also has a webcam. So I'm going to show you. It's very neat the way they have the webcam, but for some it may be a little troublesome. So let's take a look at the back, we'll look at the side and see how thin this device is. Alright, so taking a look at how thin it is, and this is where I think that it was the most impressive part of as I did the unboxing, because the box is huge and I couldn't do it on screen because it was so big. But overall, the footprint is very thin. So take a look at how thin that is. So here we have, and what I'll do is I'll just put it here on the side, and you can notice where my thumb is, how thin it is. On the bottom part right here is the thickest area, and this area is obviously where the CPU is, all the hard drive components, but really, really thin. Literally, to put this thing together, all it has is one screw that you connect, and then that's it. The actual power supply, let me remove this right here off the side, and we'll rotate this for a second. The power supply that it's using is the same power supply that you find in most laptops, Lenovo laptops that have this proprietary connector. And on the back, you do see the Lenovo logo. It's a big one, but it's on the back, so no one's really going to see it. Here at the very bottom, what you see is all your ports. So right here you have the power port. You do have an HDMI port. So you can use this as an input. So if you wanted to be able to connect, let's say, a Fire Stick or something to it, you could. You have an Ethernet port. You have a couple USBs. I have one taken up right now for the wireless keyboard, and then you have a headphone jack out. It does support Dolby Audio, and over here you'll notice that you have your power. So here you have your ability to turn on the device. That's pretty much all there is to it. Here you'll notice that there's some venting. Let's see if that comes up on camera. Right here, this is where some venting to cool things off. But again, very, very, very thin. And in the front here, what you'll find is you do have your speakers. The speakers, I believe, are 3-watt speakers. They're not terribly, from a spec perspective, they're not really impressive, but they're loud enough for those of you who want to be able to listen to YouTube and things of that nature. So let's go ahead and start this up so that you can see more about this device and how it performs. Alright, for those of you who are interested on the boot process, I'll go ahead and power it up so you can see how much time it takes to boot up. Pressing the power button, and we'll wait for the little swirly thing to come up and the Lenovo symbol. Now this is a process that you probably don't do all the time, but if you do restart it, just wanted to show you the actual speed. I thought that was pretty decent, especially for an all-in-one device like this. For those of you who are curious about the price, around $7.99. I've seen them on sale for about, anywhere from $100 off. Just watch the specs. I've noticed that you could find one that's probably cheaper, but it's going to have a smaller hard drive, and there could be some memory changes there. But i5, $7.99, and pretty much everything that you need in order to start using a full-fledged, I would say, all-in-one desktop, and being able to place it in some very discrete areas. Now, as you take a look at the actual desktop, pretty much a standard Windows implementation. And one of the things I look at as I look at manufacturers that are implementing these kind of things is how much bloatware they've introduced. So as we look at here, what we'll do is let's scroll down. So you'll notice that there's not much here. There's the standard Windows stuff that come in. Here's some bloatware here where they have introduced like TurboTax if you want to go ahead and order that. There's your standard Adobe Acrobat. There is Office is pre-installed, but it's something that you'd have to purchase, so there's a trial version. It does come with McAfee as, again, a trial version of an antivirus software, but most of you can get antivirus software for free with your broadband carrier. So if you're either on AT&T or Comcast, they'll give it to you for free because they don't want machines that are infected with viruses on their network. So pretty basic stuff, right? So it's as vanilla as it possibly can be. Now there is some Lenovo stuff on here, and what you find is there's the Lenovo companion, some settings, some account things for support, and then what you have is some additional drivers that you can install. Now right now you don't really see the webcam, so you may be wondering where it's at, and it's right here in the bottom. So all you do is you just press up here and it will just slide down. Let me do it with my other hand, and webcam is right here. Now you do have a USB port on each side, so you can plug something in there if you needed to, and then when you're done with it, you just tuck it away. While it's on the bottom, I found that the angle, depending on the angle that you have the actual monitor, I find that it does do a nice job of getting your full face, and it doesn't look weird at all, even though it's in an angle. I like that it's something that you can tuck away. Maybe I would have put it here on the top, but I like that it can tuck away because some of us are concerned about security, and how nowadays viruses can enable your camera and see what's going on. So that's something that is nice, and I think it's appreciated, but some have complained about having it on the bottom. So you can tuck it away whenever you like. Now when it comes to touch, so I can touch on the screen, you notice how things go away. I'll touch over here and it will open up. It's again, if that's something that you want to do, you can use. I find that it's more of a novelty when it comes to these type of devices, especially if I would use touch if I'm cooking, but at the same time, my concern is that if my hands are all full of grime and whatever cooking materials I'm using, I really wouldn't go for the touchscreen. But it is a touchscreen. The touchscreen does function well. Let's go ahead and let's go to a YouTube channel, and then we'll play whatever's on the channel to see how the speakers perform. So let's go ahead and go into speed test just so that we can see how things are performing. So we're going to go to speed test. I am connecting this onto Comcast, and I have around 170 megabit downloads, and so this is on my wireless. It's on my 5 gigahertz band. So we'll go ahead and see how it performs just to give you a sense of the wireless connectivity. And the router is 2 floors down, so I'm getting 140, 150 megabit download speeds, which is performing really well given the fact that, and it's even went up higher than that, given the fact that I am actually about 3 floors away from my router. Looks like that the upload is and around 21. So 176 down, we saw that peak, and then it looks like we're going to be peaking at 2213 from a download speed. So nice performance when it comes to overall wireless. So what I brought up here is my YouTube channel. I just want to show you where is it practical to use the touch. I find that touch for all-in-ones are great for when you're working with photos, and also they're great when you are looking at websites. So what you can see is, and you can see how responsive this is. I'm just making it larger and smaller. and it works really well. Very responsive, very smooth. I don't feel any lag, and I really like the way I'm able to do that both with photos as well as websites. Now the next thing I wanted to do is I changed the audio source just to give you a sense of how loud the actual desktop can get. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video. This is one that we had done for the Samsung Gear S3. And I also have some new ones here. You know what? I'm going to show a new backpack that we just reviewed today. So let me go ahead and launch this one.
Don't miss Scott's Days at your local Ace. Our biggest lawn and garden sale of the spring.
Raise the volume.
$600 in savings on select Scott's products.
So that's full blast.
And as always,
we'll skip the ad.
Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and today we're going to take a look at
a backpack. I can
not
zoom.
An ordinary backpack.
Up, and I kind of
this
fast forward
goes connected in here.
So this is a backpack that we just reviewed that is it has a power bank capability to it. And
hey guys, EBPMAN here, and today we're going to take
once again, you know, you can move forward. The video you can't really pinch in once you're playing a video, but you can hear how loud
this area you won't really
the
use it
actual
for
monitor
storage.
is
Just,
with the combined speakers that you have.
Battery, and then
if you try to go to the other websites, you'll see that the unit performs really well. So I'm going to go ahead, and I haven't come to this website. These are websites that I'm just coming to for the first time. So you'll notice how quickly that came up. I have a good internet connection as well, but just you want a desktop that's going to take advantage of the speed of your network, and definitely that's something that I see here. So just going to some websites just to see, we'll do some searches. See what comes up, and you can see how fast this thing is performing. Let's go to CNET. And you can see how quickly this comes up if I go into video. And I can just hit play. And again, you're hearing exactly what I hear and how loud it is. And it's very loud. So what I'll do is I'll skip this ad, and I will lower the volume a little bit. So this is right now around 50%, 47%. I'll lower it down. So that at 5% is, you can't even hear it, or at 5.
Some knowledge on us about their Bixby
and once again, if you want to make it larger, we'll go ahead.
Software feature on the new S8. Now, in an official press release, Samsung describes
escape.
how Bixby is different than any other voice assistants in 3 areas. The first one is called...
So overall, really nice web performance. I wouldn't say, I haven't tried running like League of Legends or Overwatch or any Blizzard game on this. It will handle it, I'm confident of that, but this is not, in my mind, a gaming desktop. It's a good all-in-one type solution for the scenarios that I had just mentioned. Now back to some of the accessories that it comes with. It comes with the standard mouse and keyboard, multimedia keyboard, so we won't focus too much on that. But this is the DVD drive that it comes with. And let's go ahead and focus into this, and we'll zoom in a little bit. So you have a very small and thin DVD that, again, is going to give you the ability to read, write on it, store content if that's something that you'd like to do. And I really appreciate that they included this as part of the package. I don't know how useful these are anymore since we download most of our content, but definitely having a USB-based DVD player and recorder is a nice add-on. So this concludes my review of the Lenovo 510S 23-inch touchscreen all-in-one computer. If you have any comments or questions about this video, leave it in the comment area below. If you like it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And as always, don't forget to share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.